Nothing better than a home-cooked meal, right? We love a home-cooked meal. And now, if you are an adventurous cook in New York, you can make something and actually sell it to your neighbor thanks to an app called, obviously, Homemade. The app connects enterprising home cooks with adventurous eaters willing to buy food from them. And once on the app, wannabe chefs can post a dish, the price, and the time it will be ready. There's only one thing. The city says that it's illegal because of health violations.
Yeah, right.
So they say you really can't do that because there's no...
It's not regulated.
Yeah, it's not regulated at all.
I want to trust the person making my food. If you're a trained chef at a restaurant, great, but if it's some random at a home...
Yeah, who are they?
I don't know if your hair is going to get in it.
But I don't like people cooking in my kitchen and then me eating it. I like to see my food, and I don't know, I just would be creeped out.
Cooking in your kitchen?
I mean, I don't even like people cooking in my kitchen and me eating it. I like to cook my own food, but you don't know where it goes in the transfer.
But if you go to a friend's house, you're fine eating their food, I know.
Yeah,
but if
Mario, don't you have a place where you cook and all that kind of stuff?
I do. I bake banana bread and sell it to a coffee shop called Stone Street Coffee, and I make it in their kitchen. They have a nightclub in the back in the kitchen.
Is that required?
Yes, you have to do it that way. Because my kitchen is not graded.
Code.
It's it's not
probably
up to code.
many violations.
What would the code be? I think if they did grade yours.
I would have an A. I am spick and span.
Really?
I am Miss Crawford. I am scrub it.
No wire hangers?
No.
Comment on the floor?
Oh, no, it's clean.
Yeah.
It's clean. But this is very strange. I mean, I can see selling it to your neighbors that know you if they trust you, but just anybody, it's like the Craigslists of leftovers.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Well, they had to have a pizza, and they said, come get the pizza, and it was a
But
slice
if somebody's willing to buy it, I don't see what the problem... Because for me, I would go buy all these Stouffer products, pop it in the microwave, and then sell it to some fool who's willing to buy it off of me.
But what about the...
And you ain't done it.
The bake sales at school that you went to every year. I went with my kids. Sure, I would bake whatever. All the moms or the kids would make things, and then you'd buy them. You didn't know who made what.
But would you eat it? Would you eat it? I still don't eat it. You would?
Yeah.
Like someone's homemade cake?
Yeah, I
But
did.
the first time someone gets food poisoning or dies from this service right here, it's all over and people are getting sued.
It's true.
God, way to end on a pleasant note.
Yeah,
Let's move on.
I'm so happy.
I know. I want to bring you back up.
Yes.
How many of you have never truly forgotten your first love or gotten over? A recent article in the Washington Post attempts to explain why, whether we like it or not, our first love maintains some power over us. The writer actually compares love to skydiving, explaining that you remember the first time you jumped out of an airplane much more clearly than the 10th time because all that adrenaline is going, and it's just a very intense experience. So that's what you hang on to.
There's nothing like that first love. That feeling you get, those butterflies that you can't ever get back. Yeah, I mean, there's still a huge place in my heart for my first love.
Do you constantly search for that again and again and again, too? You sort of go back to that.
I think you do for your second and third relationships, but then once you've been through a few, you're like, okay, I'm never going to feel that again.
Yeah.
Just be happy and love this person the way they are.
Love it's so beautiful, and your first love is amazing, right? Unless you have a jerk like I did, who I don't want to see again. Don't call me. I'm done. I'm not in love with you no more. Thank you. Goodbye.
You ever speak for him on social media?
I stalk him all the time to make sure he's doing bad, and you are. Goodbye.
But that doesn't take away those feelings you have, right? I mean, that emotion you had, you still remember.
It completely swipes it away. I mean, I think if you have you had an amazing experience, fine. But I had somebody was constantly putting me down, telling me I wasn't worth nothing. So goodbye.
But that was your first love?
Yes. Judge me again, so I feel bad.
No. I said that's what you thought love was. That's terrible.
Yeah, I know it's horrible. Didn't I just confess how horrible it was?
No, but I'm saying, that's your first love.
My first love was lovely. It was unrequited. He was straight and he's married, but I loved him. He was straight. I loved him. He was a track star in high school.
Really?
His name was Billy.
Was too.
A track star? Straight guy.
Straight. He was unrequited, and he's married. And once in a while we still keep in touch. I'm over it. But that I remember those feelings.
Everyone who's married to a Billy's like, that better not be you, Billy.
But it's interesting because statistically, people who run into their first love much later in life, if they're both unattached, tend to get back together.
Yes.
Well,
It's
that
amazing.
wouldn't work
The
because
numbers
he's
are
a heterosexual.
Okay, well, in your case, it's not going to work.
But you asked, did you find that again? Yes, I did.
Oh,
I did
your
find
guy?
it. Yeah, it's been 25 years. I definitely found it again. It's a whole other level.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
It is.
Oh.
Please do not clap. I don't like to celebrate my relationship publicly because you write the book, you do the reality show. Next thing you know, they're off with 25 hookers and leather in it.
You were sticking around for what's hot in the kitchen, which is coming up in a minute. But talk about, you are hot right now, baby. You got a lot on your plate.
Speaking of my husband, we just did a concert in Lincoln Center at the American Songbook, and we're going to do it for the first time again, May 28th at Bay Street Theater in the Hamptons in Long Island, in Sag Harbor. And then I'm doing my one-man show, my own show, in West Hampton Playhouse, July 2nd. So I got 2 different shows in New York. Do you think I don't like to go out of the state? I got a problem.
But if you miss it in one, you get them in the other. So there you go.
Yeah.
Hopefully both. Thanks, Mario, for sticking around.